Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so we're going to start doing the trying what elf makeup I have, and then I'll get the other half later. So first I put moisturizer and eye cream on, which was elf. I have the elf lip exfoliator in brown sugar. And I'm gonna leave this on. Now I'm going into the elf Skin Sun Touchable Invisa Stick. This is SPF 50. It doesn't smell like anything, so that's good. So that actually felt really nice. It wasn't greasy feeling. It was really nice. And I forgot something. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, so now that that's on, I'm going to do brows and do. So I'm going into the e.l.f. Instant Lift Waterproof Pencil in the shade Taupe.
Well, everything's almost done. What I do is just drop it in there. Drop the pull cover in it. Yeah. What time look? Said I just happened to find it last night. Here you guys want it because you got the pole. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just doing the front of my brow and the tail end of my brow. This is a very creamy pencil. I decided to do my whole brow. So but this pencil is very creamy. Not hard to work with at all. I mean, it does say it's waterproof, so I guess you just gotta be careful. It blends very nicely. And it doesn't deposit too much color at once. So So that power pencil is nice. Now I'm going into the e.l.f. Brow Laminating Gel. I guess I have already kind of tried this. And it's a nice gel. But this is all I have right now. Besides the brow lift, but that's for another day. I'm gonna do a wear test too. And I forgot my micellar water. I'll be right back again. So now I'm going to use a little bit of my micellar water just to clean up. Around my brows. Like, this doesn't leave my brows feeling crunchy or anything. Neither, so. Now I'm going into the e.l.f. Lock It Down eyeshadow primer. That feels nice. Doesn't feel too greasy.
Once again, I'm surrounded by cats.
Get used to it. There. Yeah, it doesn't feel too greasy. So, today's going to be an easy eye look. First, going to take the eyeshadow blending brush here. And I'm going to take this white cream color. And I'm using the e.l.f. Bite Size palette in I Love You a Latte. Alright. Now I'm going into that more warm tone brown. And I'm going to take my Wing Me blending brush, use windshield wiper motion. I'm kind of going up to my brow bone, but stopping just short of my brow bone. Because I'm going to be putting another thing up there. Like I said, very easy look today. And I'm waiting into the 26th to do my last look. Now I'm taking my blending crease brush. No, I'm not. I'm taking my detail brush and going into the dark brown. Hello, love. Alrighty. I'm going to put this just on the outer corner. I'm not going to put this in the middle like I normally do. Then I'm going to put this, blending this into the crease. Like that. Then I'm going to get a smaller blending brush, which is where the blending crease brush would have worked. I'm going to clean it off on the back of my hand. I'm going to make sure to clean off the back of my hand. And I'm going to lightly blend that crease, the actual natural crease, out. And then I'm going to blend this part out like that. I really like this palette. Alright, now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And the reason I'm not doing what I normally do is because I wanted to try something different today. Like that. Alright. Alright, and then blending it out. I'm going to blend this part out first, because I did do a little too much on the lid. This is going to be an all matte look. It's not going to have shimmer today. So. Okay. Now I'm going to get a lid brush. Like this one. Make sure whatever makeup is on it is off. Then I'm going to take it. I'm going to take this cool tone brown. Alright. So this is a good palette. I love this palette. And then I'm going to clean up my under eyes afterwards. I'll put that away. And see. Let me bring you closer. Alright. So now I'm going to do my eyeliner. So I'm going to tight line my waterline and like upper lashes and do my waterline.
Before they do get here, and I keep on forgetting.
I'm going into the e.l.f. Smoky Cool Eyeliner in the shade Brownie Points.
Yeah, because I'm going to take some of these big palettes that's around the sides.
Mm-hmm.
I'll move them over there too. Just so they ain't lined up over.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
You put them in one spot.
Yeah, it's certain things straightened up.
Yeah, that's it.
Come.
Like the ones over there, I'm probably gonna have to, much as I hate it, I'm gonna have to use that goddamn trailer. That stinky old trailer. To my advantage. Put them up on there and flip them all the way across.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Because how much longer is it until they get here?
I don't know. They haven't messaged saying they was on their way yet. Because they said something about she had to take off somewhere, and then the son had the other truck, so they had to wait for him to get back. If they come today, they come today. And it was just an offer I made to them.
Yeah. It kind of sucks here that because John pulled in and I might be out of the road, I might not be. Because what time does John get out of there?
I don't know.
He should have been already back by now, shouldn't
Well,
he?
he didn't take off till late, so it's hard to tell.
So now my eye is going to be really irritated for a few hours. Whew. Just poked my eye. Alright. This liner is really good. Oh. So I gotta go back in and kind of fix my eyes a little bit. Oh. Oh. That hurt. It doesn't seem to be budging. Like my eye is really watering because where I poked it with my eyeliner. Oh. Alright, so before I do my liquid liner or my mascara, I'm going to go into the e.l.f. No Budge Shadow Stick in the shade Perfect Pearl. Do a bit of highlight on my brow. Very pigmented. It looks like the perfect highlight. So, highlight shade. I went soft with the brown for the eyeliner. So I just felt better with something soft in my waterline. Alright. So now I'm going into the e.l.f. Lash Extender Mascara. First I'm going to curl my lashes. Ouch. See, I'm just determined to hurt myself all day. Alright. So. Again, the Lash Extender Mascara in the shade Brown. Okay, so it has a wand like the Maybelline Sky High. Very, very natural. I do like that. Very natural looking. I mean, I do. I do like that. I do like how it's natural. It's like natural looking. See how long it wears. Alright. So now I'm going to take a clean Q-tip and my micellar water again. clean up underneath my eyes. Alright. Now, I'm going into the e.l.f. Expert Liquid Eyeliner in the shade Jet Black. I'm only gonna do a little bit of this eyeliner. I'm not gonna do too much. Like halfway up on my lash line. This is nice. I don't know. It gets very pigmented. And it definitely gets like a thin line. And I need more mascara. But it works. So eyes are all done. So now it's just face. Oops. Hold on. Okay. So now it's just face. So now we're going into pretty much 3 different primers. Well, 4 if you want to include another one. So let me get my putty primer applicator brush here. So, putty primer applicator. First, I'm going to go into the e.l.f. Power Grip Matte Primer. And I'm only going to do that much. That spread it out nicely. You can definitely tell it's a matte formula. But that blended. It does have a little bit of scent, but it's not like a bad scent. I don't know if that's the product itself or if it's just for the fact that I have so much on this brush. But like I said, you can definitely tell. That it's a mattifying primer. So, So I'm going to wear this as long as I can. Once I'm done with it. Alright, and then we're going to do a comparing really quick too. And I'm definitely going to compare wear time, texture, and all that. So we got the original Poreless Putty Primer in a jar. Then we have the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. So I'm going to take the scoop. We're going to put the regular Poreless Putty on this side of my face. So we're really going to test it. So, texture itself is silky. It's just a more solid base. It definitely blurs the look of pores. Like, so it's very blurring. I like this. But let's see how well the liquid Poreless on the other side. Okay. So, right off the bat, I can tell this is more liquidy. It blends in like a dream. It looks like this side blurred more than this side did. And a little bit goes a long way with both of them. But the textures are the same except one's solid and one's liquid. But they pretty much feel identical. And this one blurred a little more. Alright. So now I'm going to do my color correcting. So I'm just going to do the cheeks for the test, and then I'll go in with this for the rest. So on this side, I think I'm going to use the e.l.f. tone adjusting, well, here and here for the tone adjusting face primer for e.l.f. Right off the bat, it definitely has that silicone feel. Like you can tell it's a silicone primer. Now, it definitely neutralizes the red. But like, it has no scent to it. It definitely neutralizes redness. So I like this. Now I'm gonna go into the e.l.f. Camo Color Corrector in green. And I just wanted to get a feel for the formula, like, without a brush for that one. So, now for the color corrector, I'm going to use that brush that came with that concealer from Amazon. And then after this, I'm going to get a feel for, I think I've already tried this. So, I definitely think I should have wiped that off more. But as a side-by-side comparison, I honestly still think the e.l.f. actual color corrector blurs more redness. Like, I didn't have much redness, but I can still see a little redness poking through with the primer than with the actual color corrector. But they both work. It just, I guess it depends how much redness you have. But I think an actual color corrector works better. That's just my opinion. But we'll see how long these wear too. But like I said, I definitely, in my opinion, feel like color correctors work better. But this just feels nice, and it will work if you don't have a color corrector. Okay. Now for brightness, I'm going into the yellow color corrector from the same line on e.l.f. From e.l.f. Which I like all their color correctors. I haven't tried the blue one yet, but out of the 3 that I've tried, I like all of them. Oh, crap. You know what? It's fine. I was gonna do another comparison, but this is fine. We'll do a comparison later. Another comparison later. Then I'm going into the peach one for the under eyes. Which I believe this definitely conceals dark circles underneath the eyes. There's also an orange one that does the same thing as the peach one. So now I'm going to do what I normally do. I'm going to take a powder brush like this one. I'm going to clean it off. And then I'm going into the e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder. in the shade Light Pink. Forgot how finely milled this powder is. So do be careful with this. I love this powder. This gives the prettiest glow to the skin. And like, it works. I'm gonna save the other powder I have for the under eyes until we get concealer on. So I am going to be setting the under eyes with the Halo Glow powder, which I'm just going to take a powder brush like this. Where I put that color corrector. I learned that my makeup actually lasts longer doing this. Don't know how, but it does. Alright. So I think I'm just gonna do a lifted look today and not worry about the brightening part. Or no, we're just gonna do the brightening part. Alright. Just so I can get a feel for everything, we're gonna do it a little different today. We're not gonna do what we normally do. Alright. So first I'm gonna contour. So I'm gonna take the e.l.f. Halo Glow contour wand in the shade Fair Light, which you all know I love this stuff. So I'm wondering if I should do the three. Yeah, we'll do that. So here, here, here. I lied. We're gonna do what we normally do. Okay. This is such a nice cool tone brown. So now I'm going to take the contouring brush and I'm going to blend out the jawline first. And then blend out behind the ears. This is way too much. Alright. So now, I got that done. Now I'm going to blend out the rest. So, blend right here. Just down towards that. The reason I'm blending out everything first, so we're going to blend this out first. But I'm keeping this. And put this into the hairline. Of course, I'm going to be blending with a sponge. But I'm also going to blend this. So we're blending. I'm blending this into the hairline and then connecting this. I didn't connect my jawline because I'm going to keep my jawline pretty. Snatch this. This for something else. So then lift that. Blend that down. Lift that. Blend that part down. Okay. So, got that done. So now I'm going to do the concealer part, and then we'll do the cream blush part. Alright, so the concealer I'm going to use is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo concealer in the shade Fair Beige. So this is the one that I like more. So I'm going to make, excuse me, the 5. Same thing over here. Going to make the 5 for the brightening. Alright, and I'm going to let that marinate. While I let that marinate, I'm going to take and brighten up my face. I love this stuff. And I do have liquid highlight too, so that is going to be on the parts that I didn't put the concealer. Right. So I blend going down this way first, and then I blend out this part, and then I begin to blend out the under eyes. Got that. Got that. Oh my gosh. got that. Then blending this down. Blending this out. So. Now see this area where we left for the blush? Now I'm going into the e.l.f. Monochromatic Multi-Stick in the shade Glistening Peach. And instead of just swiping it straight on my face, I'm going to take my blush brush that I got from an Ipsy box. I'm going to go like this. That is very pretty. So, and it doesn't seem to have taken my contour part off. I don't know if it was this or the Dew Stick that e.l.f. used to have, but there was a few people who complained about it taking their makeup off, and I don't know if underneath, and I don't know if it was this product, but that blush is pretty. This is a pretty blush. We're going to see how long it wears. But so far, I like it. So, now I'm going into the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Highlighter in the shade Liquid Gold. So... and this I'm going to blend out with my finger. But I do like this stuff. I do like this stuff very well. This I love. So we're gonna see how long everything wears. So let me get my sponge. And the foundation brush. This is just the sponge that I used for my wedding. Yeah. The eyeliner is staying. Now I'm going into the e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation in the shade Fair Warm. So this I'm going to squeeze onto the back of my hand. Then I'm going to take some of the blue color corrector, put it right beside it. This is supposed to overset any warm parts to this foundation. And make it more my skin tone. This is a medium coverage foundation. But I love this. This definitely works. I can already tell it's better for my skin tone. It like matches me better. So this trick works. I'm so glad. So like I said, this foundation's a medium coverage, so. But I do love it. So, gonna do it again. Alright. And then one last time. Now it looks like these videos is going to be what's left of this foundation. So I do like this too. And I like this foundation as well. It makes like a green foundation, so. But like it doesn't translate green. So, there we go. So, I'm liking the product so far, so they must be doing something right. But like, as far as like everything goes, I won't know how well I like everything until the final countdown tonight, when I go to show you what it looks like as like wear time. So I'm gonna just do a light set. I'm not gonna bake today. I'm just gonna do a light set. So before my concealer creases anymore, I'm gonna make sure all the concealer creases are gone. Then I'm gonna take my setting brush. I'm gonna go into the e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder in the shade Sheer. I think this is Sheer. Doesn't say. But like I said, I haven't set with the pressed powder yet. Or yes, I have. With the Maybelline. But that really set everything. Let's see. That really brightened up my under eyes a little bit too. So I really like that product too. Like I said, I'm pretty much liking everything. So again, they must be doing something right. And again, I'm going back into the e.l.f. Halo Glow. In light pink. With a more powder kabuki brush. Just so everything's set, but it's not too much. And then, like I said, I'm going to try to keep this on as long as I can. And the lipstick and all that is going to be through an eat test too. And essentially what that means is I'm going to eat and drink with it on. So we'll see how well it works. But I do love this powder too. It is a finely milled powder, so you just gotta be careful. Alright. The only powder product I have is a powder blush. It's the blushing blush. pigmented. It is buildable because at first it was very sheer and now it is very pigmented. It's not messing up my makeup underneath. Okay, so my eyeliner on this side came off a little bit. Alright. So that is a very nice blush. So that could be just me. Which I know it is just me. Like the tie line is still there. It's just my bottom part. And there's like something in my eye. I'm not gonna do my bottom lashes like I normally would with the eyeshadow. So I want to see what that powder does by itself, if my under eyes still crease and everything. So now I'm going to set my face really quick with the e.l.f. Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist. I love this stuff. It just blends the powder into the skin better. Oh. Alright. So now I'm going to take the wipe that I was using. And I'm going to wipe that exfoliator off. And I'm going to take the e.l.f. Cream Glide Lip Liner in the shade Truth or Bare. What is a creamy lip liner? And that is a pretty shade. I think I'm going to fill in my lips a little bit. I like this lip liner. Then I have the e.l.f. O-Face Satin Lipstick in the shade No Doubt, I think. Yes. It's a brown lipstick. Alright, I like that combo. Alright, now I have the e.l.f. Lip Lacquer in the shade Clear, I think. I think it's just clear. Yeah, it was on the bottom. And I'm gonna clean the wand off. Just to get that lipstick off. The lip lacquer is pretty. It's definitely glossy. Alright. So here is everything. Let me put my... I'm definitely going to keep you updated. When I go to take this off, like, how well everything lasted. And I'll go through everything. And, like, give you my final thoughts on these products. And then on, I think Monday is when I have a day to film. After a bit of cleaning. Alright. I'll see you guys later. Bye.